Welcome to Movies Outlined. Today's movie is Burn After Reading, which stars George Clooney, Brad Pitt in the lead role. Please make sure to subscribe and drop a comment if you have any film suggestions. Osborne Cox is a CIA analyst who is fired from his job at the agency ostensibly because of his drinking problem. He tells his wife he quit and wants to write a memoir about his life in the CIA. His wife, Katie Cox, wants to divorce Osborne and, at the counsel of her divorce lawyer, she copies many of his personal and financial files off his computer and onto a CD. Katie happens to be having an affair with U.S. Marshal/Treasury agent Harry Farrar. The CD is found at Hardbody's, a workout gym. An employee of the gym, Chad Feldheimer, obtains the disc from the gym's custodian and believes that it contains classified government information. Along with his fellow employee Linda Litzk, they intend to use the disc to blackmail Osborne in return for money. Linda needs the money to pay for cosmetic surgery because she thinks that she needs to be attractive enough in order to attract a man for a relationship. Linda tries online dating but ends up with no genuine relationships. They call up Osborne in the middle of the night, but he is not receptive. Chad and Osborne arrange to meet face-to-face to discuss a $50,000 payment for safe return of the CD. Chad gets into Osborne's car, but the meeting quickly descends into an argument, with Osborne punching Chad in the face. Chad exits the car and Linda suddenly appears in her own car and slams Osborne's car in a fit of rage. Frustrated by Osborne's manner, Linda decides to take the information to the Russian embassy. At the embassy, she hands the disc over to the Russians, promising that she will give more information afterwards. Because Linda and Chad don't have any more information, they decide to break into Osborne's house. Harry Farrar, while married to a children's book writer, is a playboy dating many women from the internet. By chance he hooks up with Linda, also an internet dater, and they begin seeing each other. Harry is proud to show off a homemade device he saw pictured in a gentleman's magazine. Harry starts noticing that someone seems to be following him as there is always a dark car close by. Meanwhile, Osborne returns to his home only to find himself locked out because Katie changed the locks and transferred all the bank accounts in a final move in her secret divorce proceedings. He sleeps overnight in his sailboat. On Linda's order for more information, Chad stakes out the Osborne's house and breaks in after Harry and Katie leave after a daytime tryst. Chad starts to dig for information in Osborne's computer. Meanwhile, Harry returns after a jog. He accidentally finds Chad in a closet and suddenly shoots him in the face. Harry, thinking that Chad was a spy, disposes of the body. Days later, his paranoia increasing after murdering Chad, Harry leaves Osborne's residence after a fight with Katie. On his way, he manages to tackle the man who has been trailing him for some time. Harry finds out that the man is working for a law firm hired by his wife, and it is later revealed that his wife has also been cheating on him. The next morning, Harry and Linda meet in a park. Linda mentions her friend Chad has been missing. When Harry realizes that Chad was the guy he shot at the Osbornes, he becomes paranoid and flees in terror. Linda's manager at Hardbody's, Ted, is sympathetic and agrees to help her get more info from the Osbornes' house for the Russians. Osborne, angry and drunk, breaks into his own house with a hatchet. There he finds Ted rifling through his computer. Osborne shoots and wounds Ted, who stumbles out of the house. Osborne grabs the hatchet and attacks Ted in broad daylight. At CIA headquarters, Osborne's former manager and his director try to sort out what happened. Chad is dead, Ted is dead, Osborne is in a vegetative state and dying after being shot by an agent while he was Ted. Harry has been arrested trying to board a flight to Venezuela, but the CIA director suggests letting him go. The manager tells him that Linda has agreed to cooperate in exchange for the CIA financing her plastic surgery. The agent agrees and closes the case filed. The baffled CIA agents then decide that they have learned their lesson, to never repeat whatever it is that they did in this case, though they are still not clear what it is they did. On this the movie ends. Please make sure to subscribe and drop a comment if you have any film suggestions. Thank you for watching.